Nation. This is Osa. I can't wait for the season to get started, get playing with you guys, get on the field and representing the Star. You guys be sure to go check out Jay Tuck and subscribe to the Cowboys Fans Only and keep doing your thing, bro.
Cowboys Nation, it's Kelvin Joseph. I can't wait for the season to get started. Be sure you check out Jay Tuck, subscribe to his channel, keep shining, the sky's the limit. You know the vibe, stop playing.
What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck, and you're now tuned into the Cowboys Fans Only channel. So if you're new, do me a huge favor, comment, like, subscribe, somewhere down there, somewhere down there, somewhere down there. And be sure to turn that notification bell to stay updated with all Dallas Cowboys content. And also go to cowboysfansonly.com to get your official CFO merch. Use the code tag CFO gang to get 10% off all of your purchases. So it's Friday, fam. And I wanted to do something a little different. Now, this channel has been up and running for about a year. I definitely thank each and every one of you guys for your support. But when I originally started this channel, I used to always say what? For my day one subscribers, right? It's not about me. It's about us as the community, as Cowboys fans coming together, putting our thoughts together and building and ultimately trying to win that 6th championship. And so when I started this channel, the real reason I started this channel for is to talk to passionate Cowboys fans all around the world, because there's so many of us and we're spread out across the world. We're not just America's team. We're global. We're international, right? And so during this process, I've met tremendous and amazing Cowboys fans if you're in my live show, whether you're on Twitter, on Instagram. And so what I wanted to do is start highlighting some of those Dallas Cowboys fans and sharing their story and bringing them on this channel so they get a time to kind of preach their voice. It's not all about film breakdown and scheme breakdowns. It's about Cowboys fans coming together and sharing our love for the Dallas Cowboys. So this guest I got tonight, y'all, this guy is one of my favorite guys to follow on Instagram. You definitely have to follow him on Instagram, but he's a great guy. You're always seeing him traveling and exploring the world, hanging out with Cowboys players, and he's just a genuine guy. So CFO fam, I want to welcome to my show my guy Jose, aka Chema, to the show. What's going on, bro?
What's up, Doug? Thank you for the invite. I really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Like I said, man, I'm a huge fan of yours, man. Follow you on Instagram and everything, man. And I see the great things that you're doing. And I was like, I got to have this guy on my channel, man, because he's the type of Cowboys fan I definitely can hang with. We're kind of talking before we came on to the show. And I was like, man, I got to link up with you at a game and share a beer, man. Like I said, that is what this channel is all about. Before we get started, man, but go ahead and tell everybody, the viewers, where they can find you. If you got any outside entities you want to promote, feel free to let everyone know where they can find you on your social media platforms.
Hey, you can follow me at Chema the Man in Instagram and Chema the Man on Twitter too. And if you guys ever in Cancun, contact me and I'll hook you guys up. I'm in the theme park industry, so if you're looking for a daytime adventure, I'm your guy.
Yeah, definitely hit him up. And my big mistake, I was definitely down there in Cancun a few weeks ago, and I didn't hit him up because I really didn't know fully. But next time I'm there, my guy, we will have to link up because I had a blast in Mexico. It was a fun time. I did a live show out there in Mexico. I got sunburned pretty bad, man. The sun ate through me, man. So I got scorched in Mexico, but it was a great time. And I actually talked about the ties that the Dallas Cowboys have to Mexico. So I wanted to ask you, how did you start off and how did you become a Cowboys fan?
Well, this is the story, which I don't remember because I was too young, but my mom tells me all the time. First, just to let your audience know, the first football games that started showing in Mexico were all Cowboys games back in the 70s. So that's why there's so many Cowboys fans here in Mexico, because back then, all Cowboys were on TV. So the dads, taught their sons, to root for the Cowboys. But my mom tells me I was born in December 28, 74. So on December 28, 75, my 1 year birthday, It's the game, the miracle, the Hail Mary with the Cowboys against the Minnesota Vikings and the players with Roger Staubach to Drew Pearson. And my mom told me that you know, she was sitting down with my dad. I was on her lap, just staring at the TV. So I guess I became a cow. That's when I became a Cowboy fan. I don't remember, but hey, throughout my football career, I played football, high school and college. I always wore number 12. Roger Staubach is my favorite player all time.
Okay.
And all time Cowboy player too. So I guess that's how I became a fan. Since then, man, I try to watch every Sunday, every game. I think I haven't missed a game in the past probably 30 years.
Oh yeah, dedicated.
Wherever
man.
I am, I be watching the boys
exactly
play.
Good or bad, man, good or bad, because sometimes you're like, why am I wasting my Sunday watching this?
Good or bad, man. I went through I never watched Roger Staubach play live. I mean, I did, but I don't remember. I was too young. My first quarterback was Danny White, which we had some good teams. We almost got to the Super Bowl a few times. But after that, man, it was the worst. The last years of Tom Landry, I mean, and the first years of Jimmy Johnson. But hey, it didn't matter, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Once you're born, and I feel like for a lot of Cowboys fans, self included, we're born into it. We just don't know any better because it's all we know. Like my family, I started off young, and I just happened to start watching football, and everybody was watching the Cowboys. And like I said, I waited a long time for another Cowboys Super Bowl. Once we do it, my man, I'm riding off into the sunset and let my kids inherit that mess. Like, all right, I'm done.
Hey, a lot of people think I was in high school when we won all the Super Bowls, and a lot of people think that that's when I became a Cowboy fan. But no, I was a Cowboy fan, like I say, since I was 1 year old. You know, all my life. I have pictures when I was a little kid with cowboy gear on, and I would love to go into one of the Super Bowls live. You know, to watch in person. I couldn't go on. I would love to go to the Rose Bowl when you know, I think it's the best football stadium in the world. I think every Super Bowl should be playing the Rose Bowl.
Right.
It's an incredible setup. Yeah, we're waiting, man. We're waiting. This year could be, man. This year could be.
This year could be the year, you know, and I feel like Cowboys, that's always our sentiment when we go into the season. Like, this is finally going to be that year. So hopefully, man, things work out and we can get back to the glory days. Because you mentioned you came up not in the triplets era, so I'm more of the triplets era. You came under Roger Staubach. So we've been doing on the show Flashback Fridays when we've been highlighting some of those players. And like a lot of Cowboys fans, they don't know about Cliff Harris or Randy White or Bob Lilly or Roger Staubach, Tony Dorsett. The list goes on and on. Drew Pearson.
Teams, man.
Exactly. We were already established as America's team. Is actually where our name came from back then, before Jimmy Johnson got there, before Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin. So I've been encouraging a lot of fans who watch my channel, know your history, right? Because there's a lot of pillars that led to the team that we see today. A lot of people think, you know, Jerry rebranded it. He pushed it to another platform, but we were already established championships before that even happened. And when Jerry came, there was a lot of Cowboys fans who were kind of like, you fired Tom Landry? Oh, no, I'm out.
He was in trouble. He was in trouble in Big D
exactly.
for a little while.
Exactly. So I encourage all Cowboys fans to know your history. So that's kind of cool to hear that you grew up in that Tom Landry era in Texas Stadium, right? And so
Texas Stadium, man. You know why there's a hole in the roof, right?
So God can watch his team play. Yeah.
His favorite team plays.
His favorite. Well, I mean, he needs to help us out, man, because he hasn't been helping us out.
No, he forgot about us, man.
I'm like, hey, man, are you watching? Like, hey, do you see what's going on down here? Yeah. So, did you ever attend a game at Texas Stadium?
One game.
Okay.
I barely remember, against the Raiders. Yes. One game against the Raiders. I was young. My dad took me. I was lucky enough. That was my first NFL game against the Raiders. I can't remember the year, but one game in Texas Stadium.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't remember that Texas Stadium, that was kind of a rugged type environment. It wasn't AT&T luxury. It was a very rugged, tough, you know, just it belonged to the fans. And I've been kind of having this conversation, to be honest with you. You know, granted, I go to AT&T Stadium, but it's just not a football field. I enjoy myself. I'm comfortable. I'm sitting in luxury. but it doesn't feel
You've
football.
never been so right, Tuck.
Uh-huh.
I told you before the show that I love your takes.
Thank
That's
you.
one of your best takes, man.
Thank you.
Let me tell you a few stories. I got in more trouble at AT&T Stadium than on away stadiums.
Yeah.
Because people tell me to sit down or to calm down. And I'm like, I'm in the stadium.
Yes.
I travel all the way from Cancun here. I'm not going to be sitting down.
Yes. And people think I'm making that story up. I said it on Twitter. There was one time I forgot who we were playing, and I was sitting in the kind of the end zone area behind the end zone, and it was like third down, and I stood up like, come on, we were on defense. Let's go. And the usher came and was like, sir, if you don't sit down, we're going to have to ask you to leave. I'm just like, where am I? Like, what is going on? Like, all the people behind you can't see. I'm like, well, how about this? They stand up too and get rowdy. And so it's just a completely different feel. Yeah, and I'm the same way, man. Especially when you travel and you spend that money to go to Dallas, you want to be a football fan. And I feel like that's the one thing that the AT&T Stadium really lacks. It's just belonging to the fans. And so I was trying to, do this whole ordeal on my channel, to be honest with you, to change the identity of it. It's not happening. So it's like, all right, I'll sit down and I'll clap. And so,
well, your hometown has an awesome home field advantage. I never been. It's in my bucket list, so I might visit you before you visit me.
Well, actually, we play Kansas City. Play Kansas City, my man. So if you come on down, I definitely got you, because Arrowhead, that's the experience. And I tell you, I'm spoiled because I've been to so many Arrowhead Chiefs games. And, I know what that environment can be like. I went to their AFC Championship game. They went to the Super Bowl, and we stood the entire game. Nobody was sitting. We were up. We were yelling. I mean, I wasn't yelling, but I, cheering. And like it felt like football. And so I really want that in Dallas, man, but we'll see. We'll see. We're more of a place of luxury. So let me ask you this, my man. What is your favorite, because you mentioned Roger Staubach is your favorite player all time. What is your favorite Dallas Cowboy memory? Just watch what game, when you think about the Dallas Cowboys, you're like, this is my game.
There's so many. I love the. I was young too. It was Monday night. I love the Tony Dorsett 99-yard run down the sideline. Down the sideline. That's a beautiful run. You have to love the Super Bowls. The game that I've been the most proud of the team is the game they lost against the 49ers in the playoffs to go to the Super Bowl. In between Super Bowls at Candlestick. That we had a rough first quarter, and then Aikman almost brought us back. I think Dion had an interference of Michael Irving, although he will never admit it.
Exactly.
But the Super Bowl was probably my best moments. Winning that first Super Bowl. So I'm waiting for so long to watch them win. So that was probably my favorite Cowboy moment.
Yeah, it's really hard to cherry pick, man, and say which one, man. Because we could be here all night if you want to talk about favorite moments, man. But definitely those Super Bowl moments was great. It's just, but I had some recent moments as well, like the 2018 playoff game when we played against Seattle with Dak and Zeke.
I was there, man.
I was there too. And that's the craziest thing about doing this channel. I meet so many people that I was probably just elbow to elbow with and just didn't know at the time. And, one of my guys, West Coast Cowboy, we were actually at the game. The same, like, we literally have a picture, because I showed him the picture where I was sitting, and he's like right behind me, but we never knew each other. And so that's the great thing about Cowboys fans, is like we're always intertwined. We just don't know each other, man. So that's why I definitely want to branch out and have these type of the shows where we can sit back and kind of talk. And then next time when I see you, we'll definitely know what's going on.
Exactly. I have met so many great friends at Cowboy Stadium, and you know what, Talk? I go by myself most of the times.
Yeah.
Because you're not by yourself.
You're never by yourself.
I walk around, say hi to everyone, talk to everyone, and you just meet people, you know. So it's been a great experience. You're right. That was a loud game.
That game felt like football. It did, because we were standing up. We whited out the game. We all wore white. We were spitting towels. I'm like, all right. Everyone was standing up. I'm like, okay, this is how
I got this hat.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that is how football is supposed to feel. It's like that, like every game, not just in the playoffs when things are kind of going our way. So you mentioned that you've been at a few games. So from a fan's perspective, what is your favorite Dallas Cowboys experience? 'Cause I'm seeing the photos. I'm kind of jealous of your Jason Witten photos, and I see, Zach Martin and some of these guys. So as a fan, what was your favorite moment as experience where you're just like, I can't believe this?
My favorite moment, and I have to thank my friend Jana. She used to work for the Cowboys. Now she's in Vegas. Her husband works for the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
I have to thank her for that. For so many years, I always tried to get on the field before the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I always wanted to. And the game when we played the Broncos, Peyton Manning, was a shootout. It was a 51. They beat us 51-48. I don't know if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
Romo got hit on the leg,
Yeah.
and he threw the pick on the end of the game. She invited me to go down the field for the first time
Mm-hmm.
before that game. Walking out there before the game, I mean, next to the players, next to Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
That was just amazing. I mean, I couldn't believe I was down there before the game. It was just an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Definitely my favorite by far.
Yeah, when you go down on the Cowboys field, you turn into the biggest 8-year-old kid. Like, I went down there on the field, and I actually went down there. I think it was when we played Philadelphia. My first time I was down there. I've been down there a few times, but when we played Philadelphia, when DeMarco Murray returned. And that game after, of course, they beat us, right? But there was, Cowboys fans on the field, but also Eagles fans on the field. And they had a football out there. And I told the Eagle fan, line up, one-on-one, let's go, man. And I bumped them for a touchdown. I caught a touchdown in the end zone, threw up my X. I'm like, yeah, they should have let me play tonight. But once you get on the field, I tell every Cowboys fan you should experience that and also go to the Star in Frisco, because once you go to Star in Frisco, you can kind of see the players in the natural habitat, in the cafeteria, in the weight room. Just where they watch film. It's just like, if you're a fan touring the stadium and touring Frisco, it's definitely where you need to be, man. It's definitely a fun experience. So, yeah, I would agree, man. Going down the Cowboys field, walking out the locker room, just how they walk, it's surreal, man.
It's surreal, man. And the song the AC/DC song they play with the cheerleaders.
Yeah, Thunderstruck, man.
When I hear that song, it's on. And one other time I took my dad. This is also a favorite moment. Probably my second moment. I took my dad down to the field, and he was loving life.
Uh-huh.
And I realized if you go, I couldn't tell you what corner it is, because I don't know if it's the north or south end zone.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go down the tunnel and you wait like 15 minutes there, the cheerleaders come out to do their dance,
Yep.
So I'm telling my dad, wait a second.
Just wait.
Stay here. chill. Suddenly the cheerleaders are walking towards us, man. My dad he couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
That was my second favorite moment. And high-fiving the cheerleaders.
Oh, yeah,
man. Through the field.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we are. We are fans, man. And like I said, granted, as hard as we are on AT&T Stadium, the fan experience, it's superb. Like, once you're there, and one of my moments, I think it was 2018, I went to when we played the Giants there, and it was after game. Of course, we won. And one of the security guards, he looked over, he's like, "Hey, man, you're trying to get downstairs?" And he's like talking to me like he knew me. And so I'm just like, all right, let's just play along. So he let me downstairs. He let me on the field. And I was in the area of like all the players and the family, like to eat and meet after the game. And then I'm in the elevator, and to the left of me is Leon Lett. So I played football at Emporia State University.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, so I played at the same college that Leon Lett went to.
Yeah.
And so I'm in the elevator with Leon Lett, but I'm like, I got to play it cool. But my fandom is just like...
yeah, and you're like...
Yeah, and then we get off the elevator, and it's like me, Leon Lett, Byron Jones, Randall Cobb. And I'm like, Coach Lett, I played for Emporia State. Well, and so we got a photo, and it's like, this is Byron Jones, and so it's an amazing experience, man. So I would be remiss before I let you go. What is your thoughts on the 2021 season, man? How are you feeling about everything as we go into camp and get ready for the new year under Mike?
Before we go there, I forgot to tell you, we have the best owner, which
we do. We do.
It gives us the opportunity to have a great fan experience.
Yeah, we do. We have an incredible owner, to be honest with you. Now his son.
See you some today?
Yeah,
see you some today?
Yeah, I did see him. And I tell you, the thing about Jerry, he has this thing where when he talks, you feel like everything's gonna be okay. He just has that. He's a tremendous salesman because no matter what he sells, I'm buying. And it's just like even last year when you watched the presser when we're going through the pandemic and he was talking about airflow, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna be okay. And so hearing Jerry talk at the press conference, I'm just like, all right, so that's just something that he has. I would say the gift of gab is what we call it.
He cried today. He talked about his pact with the devil.
Right.
He talked about how big of a check he will write to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
He talked about vaccines. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I love him.
Whenever there's cameras around, Jerry is going to show up, and Jerry is going to Jerry, and he definitely Jerry today, man.
Yeah, but this season, man, I'm optimistic too. I'm like Jerry. I'm optimistic about this season.
Okay.
I think the key of the season talk is gonna be the O-line's health.
Mm-hmm.
I think the defense is gonna come back. I know last year they didn't play good. I thought it was crazy, and I really, honest to God, thought this last summer. I thought it was crazy trying to switch from a 4-3 to a 3-4 hybrid defense in the middle of a pandemic with new coaching staff. I think it was just too much for the players.
Right.
I think it was crazy to try to do that. But I think this year, which I wanted to ask you, the draft, it kind of looked like we drafted some players to play a 3-4 defense.
Yeah.
Are we playing a 4? I know that Quinn, it's a 4-3 guy. But
right.
Are we gonna play a 3-4? Are we gonna play a 4-3? What's?
Yeah. Funny you mentioned that. That was actually what our show was about last night. So I think primarily we're gonna be a 4-3 under. But you're right. When we sat back and we watched the draft, when we got Osa and Chauncey Golston and even Quentin Bohanna, I'm like, all right, well, this is kind of 3-4.
We're getting a nose tackle.
Right, a true nose tackle, which we haven't had in so long. And so it looks 3-4, but maybe that's with the slow build. I feel like right now we're going to be a 4-3 team because, I feel like we still have DeMarcus Lawrence, and he's like our best asset defensively. We're going to build around him as the asset, and he's more a 4-3 guy than a 3-4. So I wouldn't worry about the 3-4. I would say more 4-3. But you might see some, traces of a 3-4. But I think for the most part, 4-3.
4-3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think the defense is going to get back. I think they're going to play with a chip on their shoulder. We have great athletes. The defense is going to look, at least it's going to good looks on the numbers.
Can't look no worse.
Our linebackers numbers.
Right.
I love Jalen going to 9. I love 11 Person.
Parsons,
last name?
Yeah, Parsons,
Parsons.
Uh-huh.
He's going to wear 11, so 9 and 11 is going to look good, man.
Right.
Hopefully, do you know if Cox is going to be wearing 18?
I think so.
That'd be awesome.
I think so. I'm not sure what his official number is. But
because he was 18 in college.
Yeah, he was in college. And actually, Jabril Cox is actually from here in Kansas City. He's from Raytown.
Oh, really?
So not too far from where I stay, man. So, he's a good asset. So we're going to be interested to see how Dan Quinn works this out, man. But I'm like you. I'm optimistic about this season. The one thing, to be honest with you, is health. Like, we're getting healthy. Yeah. We got our guys back. And I'm ready to lock and load and get things actually rolling, man. I'm actually going to be in Tampa for that opening game, so
I want to go too. I might see you there.
All right, man. If you're definitely there, we got to link up, man, because it's going to be a fun one.
We're going against the GOAT, man.
Yeah,
we have to be fired up.
We're going to have to. He's going to be fired up. He's going to be ready to show and prove. So we got to go, man. So we got to be ready. So before I let you go, I'm going to play a quick game, man. Now here's the rules to this game. You can only pick one player that you can pick to say is either your favorite or you want to build around, but you can only pick one player. All right, so that's the rules. All right, so the first one, we got two legends at the quarterback position, Tony Romo and Troy Aikman. Pick one.
Not even a question. Troy Aikman.
Okay, all right. So why are you going with Aikman over Romo? Because of championships?
Championships. Leadership. I think Troy Aikman was a great leader. He didn't care about stats. He wanted to win, did everything to have his team win. I know it was frustrating for him when Barry Switzer kind of was more like a player's coach and let him kind of, wasn't so strict as Jimmy. I just think Troy was a great leader and a great player. I mean, the deep out, he he throws to Michael was unstoppable. I mean, he could have done it with his eyes closed, man. Just throw that 15-yard out to Michael Irvin or the sling. That was it, man. That's all we threw. But the defense couldn't stop it.
Perfect. All right, so you're going with Aikman on that. So the next one is two guys that Jerry mentioned in the press conference. And that is primetime Deion Sanders versus Charles Haley.
Oh, that's a tough one. I love both of them. I would have to go with. I will have to go with prime time. It's a really tough one because pass rush and corner, I think, are really important on the defense. You know, you need to rush the quarterback. But prime time, I mean, we were pretty loaded on the defensive line. I mean, we were like 8-10 deep back then. I mean, Leon Lett didn't even start at the beginning. But prime time, I just think he's probably one of the best football players ever. Right. I mean, up there with Jerry Rice, Lawrence Taylor. I mean, he's just
one of those guys. He's elite. Yeah. He's my personally one of my all-time favorite Cowboys. Yeah. Even though he was kind of a rental, but Jerry mentioned that in the press conference. Yeah. He bought in players like Charles Haley and Deion to ultimately get to the Super Bowl. Okay, so last one here, we have Michael Irvin versus Emmitt Smith.
Michael Irvin.
Michael Irvin
is one of my favorite players, man.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite players. He's one of my favorite human beings. I will tell you a quick story how I met Michael Irvin. I was, I mean, if we have time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Most of the time I go to Dallas, I go for the weekend to watch a game, and I stay at the Grand Hyatt at the airport, great hotel. And if you stay in that hotel, they'll let you go back in the terminals to go get some food or to just walk around or to go shopping. Mm-hmm. So I'm inside the terminal. You know, I'm staying at a hotel already. I'm inside the terminal. I'm eating at the new Cowboy bar there, and then I hear on the loudspeaker, can Michael Irvin please report to the gate? You know, and I keep hearing that, and I say, I'm in Dallas.
Right.
It has to be Michael Irvin.
Right. It can't be too many in Dallas walking around.
Yeah. So I tell the bartender, and I'm like, listen, don't close my tab. I'll be right back. The gate was like 3 gates from the bar, so I go to the gate. I stay there. The gate was closed already. I mean, they were waiting for him. He didn't. They keep calling him. The plane got off the tunnel. I'm like, he's not going to make his flight. He shows up. He runs in, He shows up. Dude. I'm like, hey, Michael, how you doing? I'm a big fan. He's like, hey, buddy. I'm like, I'm here. I'm like, is the only person that can probably had the plane come back to the gate.
Right.
And open the doors, because I saw the plane. He was already off the tunnel.
Right.
You could see the plane. The store's like, only for you. I'm like, only for a Hall of Famer in Dallas he can have. And because he needed to make he was traveling to LA, he needed to make the NFL Network show. So he was traveling to LA. It was late at night. So that's when I met Michael Irvin at the airport. He made the plane come back to the gate.
So it is.
He's one of my favorite Cowboys. I just think he was a great leader. He was the heart of the team.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite Cowboys.
Definitely was the spark plug, man. I definitely love me some 88. I love all the 88s, man. Like the 88 traditions continue to go, man.
I love all the 88s, man. CeeDee Lamb, it's gonna be he's gonna remind us of a young Des Bryant, I think.
Exactly.
He's looking jacked.
Exactly. Well, my guy, I appreciate you for stopping by. Like I said, keep doing your thing, man. Like I said, a great follow on Instagram and also Twitter, man. So like I said, whenever we, link up, we definitely got to meet up for a game or if I'm back in Cancun. Or if you come to Kansas City, man, come on down, man. I got you, man. Get you some KC barbecue. That's going to be a cold, fun game here in Kansas City, man. But it's definitely going to be an experience.
It's on my bucket list, man. Kansas Arrowhead. That's a jewel. That's a jewel in the NFL. That stadium, man.
They're top of the notch, especially their tailgate, man.
I can only imagine. Yeah, and I have good friends. When they won the Super Bowl. I mean, I have good friends that they love the Chiefs, man, and they were loving life.
Yeah,
I was happy for
I
them.
wasn't living life too much, man. It was like,
Hey, you know.
but I mean, I'm happy for some of my friends who were Chiefs fans. It's been a long time coming. But I
Were
want
you
my
born
team.
and raised in Kansas City?
Pretty much for the most part. Now I
Okay.
lived in Dallas when I was younger, so I was
All right.
like, until I was like 7 years old, and then I've been in the Kansas area since then, man. So, like I said, Dallas Cowboys football is all I've known, and it's all I'm gonna ever know, man. It's like a guy. I appreciate you for coming on. Like I said, thank you for joining in, man. I appreciate all the work you're doing. Keep up the good work, and go Cowboys, man. The road for 6, it begins now. Here we go, camp.
Go Cowboys, man. Thank you for having me talk. I love your content, man. I love the way you are with all the fans, and I'm happy to be here. I can be here all night, man.
Absolutely, man. Well, we'll definitely next time we'll have to have you on for a live show, man, because the live shows, they can go on, for hours, man. So we'll definitely bring you back on a live show, keep the chat lit, man, and bring you on, my guy.
I can talk for hours. I can talk X's and O's. I mean, I'm a little rusty. It's been a long time since I played or a coach, but I can hang.
Gotcha. What position did you play when you played?
I play quarterback, man.
Oh, quarterback. Oh, yeah. So you're definitely an X and O's guy. Yeah. So absolutely.
5'9" quarterback. We ran the wing T. I was second team All State.
Okay.
Believe it or not, in Florida.
There you go.
I play against Alex Rodriguez in high school.
Okay.
So 3 years he played high school football. I play against Danny Cannell 1 year down in Florida. So yeah, man, I love football, man. I went to junior college after that, and I went to a Division III school after that.
Cool.
So I can talk football.
Well, yeah,
we'll
definitely have to have you back on, my guy. But I appreciate you for joining us. I appreciate everyone for watching, man. I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, and stay encouraged. And also, like I said, Fan Friday, man. So if you want to be on Fan Friday, comment below. Use the hashtag Fan Friday. Like I said, I'm hunting out great Cowboys fans to bring them on my channel, man, so we can talk Cowboys football, because it's really about us as a community, not just about me. I'm just the one doing all the button mashing, but it's all about us as a community coming together to get this 6th ring, man. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. You guys have a good one. Peace out.
Much love, man.